Good evening.
Good evening.
Did you watch Doctor Who tonight?
I did.
So for reasons, my memory of this episode is very fuzzy, and there's a chance I've only ever seen it once, twice tops, which is odd, quite frankly, because what we've got here is exactly the sort of episode that I like of Doctor Who, because we have got a reinvigorated Doctor. I fully get that Moffat's vision for Doctor Who incorporates the idea that the Doctor, and indeed the companions, have a much more complicated and intense emotional lives than any iteration of the Doctor has had before. And that's grand, and as I've said 1,000 times before, if Doctor Who doesn't push in different directions, it's dead. So we should be thankful for that. But there is nothing more joyous than just seeing the Doctor getting back to being on full Doctor mode. And that's what we get here, which is beautifully set up by the line which killed me. They say he's a mad monk. No, they shouldn't say that. He's not a monk, which I thought was absolutely brilliant. And of course, I genuinely feel that our third iteration of Clara, she's so sparky and she's so feisty, and she gives as good as she gets. And I personally love the line, "Do you bring her in a snogging box?" She did. It was snogging box, wasn't it? Which I think is just high quality. Snogging booth or whatever. And the way she gets the Doctor on the back foot, not just because of the mystery at the heart of who she is, but also, but also because of the fact that she's just that sort of character. And this Doctor in particular can't deal with that. And that's glorious. But also it's so sweet. Smith's so good at doing the avuncular thing, the sort of Sylvester McCoy thing, which obviously is not what you think of with Sylvester McCoy's Doctor, the Patrick Troughton thing, where, like, when he tucks her in and he gives her a jammy dodger, and then he tastes the jammy dodger, and then he's just sat outside. And what does he invent? The quadra something. Oh my gosh. I mean, this is high quality Matt Smith stuff, and my gosh, his Doctor, I forget just how much I love it. And as I say, I really genuinely feel I am enthused greatly by this new companion that we're going to get, because she just seems great, and I can't wait to see where this goes from here. I adore the fact that it's called the Bells of St. John. I had to explain to Humphrey what the relevance of the Bells of St. John was, and that probably speaks to the fact that it's one of those Moffat-named episodes where the title of the episode is a bit of a red herring, like Let's Kill Hitler, because it's gibberish, really, isn't it? I mean, it doesn't mean anything in relation to the story, but it's a charming thing, and I do think it gives this episode a certain character. However, I think it might actually detract from the sort of episode. It sounds weird, but the title, like Asylum of the Daleks, beautifully sets up what that story is going to be. I think you've got everything you need in two tasty chunks there. I think when you call an episode something that it isn't, that sometimes, is it just me? I find that sort of sways my mind a little bit. I think Let's Kill Hitler gets away with it because it's just ridiculous. But anyway, maybe it should have had something a little bit more, well, gritty urban thriller. That's what this story is trying to be, of course. Now, I'm going to be hypercritical here, okay?
That's not like you.
Well, there's no point.
It's not. It's more like me.
But there's no point doing this unless I point out the things that just, make me go, really. A Moffatian trope is take something commonplace and make it scary. Now, listen, that's great. Doctor Who has done that, but it was very foregrounded, I think, by this point in Moffat's era. And I do think, the Wi-Fi, there's something in the Wi-Fi. That's great. But it's so foregrounded in the episode that it almost becomes it's commonplace thing of the week. It's a commonplace thing on your Lewin Tooting Beck, to mix our metaphors there. So, whatevs. And that's an apt misquote, because, of course, we get the Great Intelligence back. I still feel that the Great Intelligence, I mean, it's an odd thing to bring back I can't imagine it resonates with anybody who doesn't know the history of Doctor Who. Humphrey knows the connection with the Great Intelligence, and therefore he finds it quite exciting. And yes, it's nice to see Richard E. Grant again, and I feel that his, involvement in this, as brief as it is, has a bit more characterful nature to it, and the fact there's the unit connection there as well. But again, that's pretty niche. Does this stand up if you're a newer fan? I'm sure it does, actually. I'm sure it does. Because generally, I think the episode's great. I genuinely love this episode. I love the daftness of it. I love the mix of this. It gets overshadowed by new companionness, but I want new companion stories to foreground the new companion, like regeneration stories to foreground the new Doctor. That's why I'm so enthralled by these stories. And even though we've had two different Claras before, this is definitely Clara's first story. So, it's really important that she gets a chance to shine, and I think she does shine. I love her excitement when she's on the computer, and the trick with the web cameras, all that lovely thing. There's all good stuff. And yes, genuinely, this is like a chocolate box. And although, some elements of it don't quite cohere, I think generally absolutely flies. Big shout out to Celia Imrie, who is utterly loved in our house at the moment because of her involvement with Celebrity Traitors.
It's Celia Imrie.
Okay.
Not Imrie.
All right. Imrie?
I think
Who I think does a marvellous guest turn in this story. Like, genuinely, there are 1,001 characters like that character in Doctor Who. She makes this one shine beautifully well. And I think it's really good. I had a look in the 60th anniversary Doctor Who magazine poll because I was intrigued. Because, like I say, I don't remember this episode very well. I really don't. And it fascinated me to see that this story ranks in the bottom half of Matt Smith's run of stories.
it was so good there.
Doesn't that scream to what a good run of stories this is? But at this point, I'd like to pass over to my colleague, and I'd like to say, Elizabeth, what did you think of it?
I really loved it, and I really love Clara. She's so beautiful.
Do you?
Yeah.
That's how you felt with Amy to begin with. Who knows how long this affection will last?
I didn't love Amy.
Okay, that's fine. You did to begin with.
Go back and listen to some videos.
Oh, there you go. I bet you do. I
I
bet you
really
do.
like Clara.
Fabulous.
I love the story. I think it's fun.
I just think Moffat's having his cake and eating it here. Those slight.
That is what you're supposed to do when you have cake.
This is precise, and he's done very well then because he's made a good call. Because what he's managed to do the Moffat thing of establishing the mystery. Okay, we have got the mystery of this girl and the fact that she's appearing throughout the Doctor's life. That's already in place now, but he still gets to do a first time we meet the companion story, and just have that already set up. That is a deft, clever, a typical Moffat thing. And for my whinging about, it's non-scary thing of the week. We're going to make scary. That's fine. It was only really the cold open with the internet, Wi-Fi bit, which was great. But there we go. Listen, oh my gosh, reinvigorated. What joy! I love Doctor Who so much. It is clearly the greatest thing that's ever existed in the entire history of the universe. Say goodbye, Elizabeth.
Goodbye, Elizabeth.
Farewell. Bye bye.